Democratic candidate for Georgia Governor Stacey Abrams facing renewed criticism, this time for apparently comparing herself and the progressive movement to Ukrainian President Zelensky. Watch this.
A stronger nation when we allow people to participate. And if we ever doubted that, the war that Putin is waging against Ukraine, President Zelensky said, and I'm going to paraphrase him probably poorly, he said, this isn't a war on Ukraine, this is a war on democracy in Ukraine. When we allow democracy to be overtaken by those who want to choose who can be heard, then that is wrong.
Okay, so she's against cancel culture. Here to react, Fox & Friends Weekend co-host Will Cain. Will, can you respond, because the Daily Show host didn't, to her analogy?
No, he nodded along. I noticed that as well, Brian. That was my big takeaway. Nodding along to Stacey Abrams' nonsense. You know, it's interesting how... And, I guess the best way to characterize the people who do this is to say they are largely on the left, within the Democratic Party, develop these verbal tics that they repeat ad nauseum. And, hey, it's very effective. Simplicity and repetition work in the human brain. But everything is a fight for democracy, to the point now where we've reached absurdity, where she cast herself in the role of heroic defender of democracy. Of course, they've cast themselves in that role for quite some time, Brian. To the point of, can I respond? Can I say this? These people that say democracy is under attack almost never confront someone who asks, how? So let me invite Stacey Abrams to Fox & Friends on the weekend.
Okay.
She can, I will do my best to block out more than a 3-minute segment. I will do my best to convince the producers this is worthy of a 10-minute debate. And I and Pete and Rachel will talk to Stacey Abrams about how exactly democracy is under attack. And I think that conversation would be instructive for America. And if her position is so morally sound, I think she will absolutely walk all over the three of us.
Do you think I would welcome that as well? I second that motion. Do you think that she does believe, though, internally, that her fight to, prevent voter ID in Georgia is the same as Zelensky enduring shellings in Kiev?
So does she honestly believe the words that are coming out of her mouth, Pete? I think that
yes.
truth becomes at some point. We've talked about this, Pete. We've talked about it on the weekend. We've talked about it off camera. I think that she believes, I think many who are in her position believe in a moral truth. And that moral truth exceeds, it's of higher importance than the actual truth. She believes that she is defending something that is not so, by the way. Democracy is not under attack. She couldn't survive that conversation with the three of us. I was being sarcastic. She would not walk all over us because a simple question of how would not survive. Voter ID is not an attack on democracy.
Expunging and cleansing voter rolls is something we should be doing because people die and people move.
How about this, Brian? The truth is, like any other issue, this is an issue of projection, because I believe the same people that say they're defending democracy are the ones that want to pack the Supreme Court, or that want to add states to the Union, or that want to, I saw a clip the other day on MSNBC of somebody says, let's just, at least he was honest about it, let's just do away with the Constitution. Seriously, let's just start from scratch. So I would like, projection here. I truly believe it's you that's at least wanting to do away with a constitutional republic, if not democracy. And Pete, not to dodge your question, I think she believes in a moral truth that allows her to sacrifice the actual truth.
Well, when Zelensky says this is a war on democracy, I think what he means is our opponents shouldn't be able to come into our land and murder us. I don't think he's talking about elections.
And it's literally a war.
Correct.
Which maybe makes a difference.
A little bit different.
Yes. All right, Will,
but
if Stacey Abrams...
But voter ID, Ainsley,
right.
I don't know.
If Stacey Abrams agrees to come on the show, she'll be on this weekend. What else is happening?
Let's get on that. Here's the deal. I can't promise you this, Mrs. Abrams, but we have 5 hours to work with on Saturday. So if you call in now, let's put the number up at the bottom of the screen. If you call in now, we have 5 hours tomorrow, starting at 5 a.m. to 10 a.m., a 5-hour version of Fox & Friends to keep you up to date on the latest happening in Ukraine. And maybe, just maybe, a deep conversation with Stacey Abrams.
Is there going to be a costume change? 5 hours.
See you at 5 a.m.
5 hours Saturday and 5 hours Sunday. More Fox & Friends.
More
Thanks,
Fox.
Will.
Bye, Will Cain.